This is RD Sharma solution class 12 chapter 19. Exercise is 19.29 indefinite integrals. Integration of x plus 1 under root 2x square plus 3. Now we have a linear equation x plus 1. We have a quadratic equation 2x square plus 3. X term is not there. We can assume that 0 into x is there. This question will be done in a different way. Approach will be same. X plus 1 has to be represented in the form of 2x square plus 3 differentiation. That is d by dx of 2x square plus 3. But the differentiation will not be exactly equal to x plus 1. So we need to include a constant term lambda multiplied with the first term and then addition of mu. Mu can be 0 when we find it out in the later stage, but we have to have some constant in order to equate these two sides. X plus 1 will be equal to lambda. What is differentiation of 2x square plus 3? It's 4x and then mu. Now we need to equate the similar term, x with x, constant with constant. So x will be equal to lambda into 4x and mu will be equal to 1. That is, lambda will be equal to 1 by 4 and mu will be equal to 1. Now let's put lambda and mu in this equation. So x plus 1 will become 1 by 4 into 4x. Now you will be tempted to cancel this 4 out, but this will not be a good idea. You will understand in a bit. In place of mu, I am putting 1 now. Now the integration becomes like this. In place of x plus 1, after all this processing, we will place x plus 1 as 1 by 4 into 4x plus 1. This is your x plus 1. And then under root 2x squared plus 3 will remain like this. Now we'll multiply this 1 by 4 into 4x with under root 2x squared plus 3. So I am taking 1 by 4 out because it is a constant. I'm not taking 4 away from x. I'll keep that under root 2x square plus 3 there. Now multiply 1 with under root 2x square plus 3. So 2x square plus 3 direct differentiation will give you 4x. That is, if you have integration of fx, that is differentiation of fx, and then fx to the power n, when you integrate this, there is a direct result, or with all the background knowledge we have, we know that it will be equal to fx to the power n plus 1 to the power n plus 1. Now what do you see here? 4x is the differentiation of 2x square plus 3. So actually 4x is f dash x and 2x square plus 3 is fx and power is under root, which is n. What is under root? Under root is half only. So fx to the power half is under root 2x square plus 3. And f dash x is 4x, which is the differentiation of 2x square plus 3. So I'm writing the direct result fx to the power n plus 1, that is 2x square plus 3 to the power n plus 1, which is 1 plus half, which is 3 by 2. And denominator is 3 by 2. Now this 3 by 2 goes up, it will become 2 by 3. 2 gets cancelled out, we have 1 by 6. So the I1, which is the left part of I, is 1 by 6, 2x square plus 3 raised to the power 3 by 2. How about I2? So the I2 will be like this. 2x square plus 3 is also a quadratic equation. If you include a 0x, if you add a 0x, this will be equal to your quadratic equation only. But we are not able to solve it with the way we have learned. So we have to do a different tactic here. We have to get rid of this 2 from x square because x square cannot have any value, either negative or positive, in front of it. So I'm taking 2 outside. When you take outside anything, it's just the inside things will be divided by that thing. That is x square plus 3 by 2. Now under root into a, b is under root a into under root b. So you can separate this under root 2 from under root x square plus 3 by 2. Now this 3 by 2, we have to make it as a perfect square. So just write under root 3 by 2 and square it. Now you have a formula of integration of under root x square plus a square. X is x, a is root 3 by 2. Now I'm applying the formula x by 2 under root x square plus a square. Please refer to the right corner, upper right corner. You see the formula, I'm just applying that. X square plus a square will be simply 2x square plus 3 only because we have changed it. So the initial will always remain the same. How about a square by 2? A is root 3 by 2, a square is 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 whole square means root 3 by 2 whole square is 3 by 2 only and divided by 2. So 2 into 2 is 4, 3 by 4. Then we have a log. Then inside this modulus, we have x plus under root x square plus a square, which remains same, which is 2x square plus 3. So root 2 will be multiplied inside because root 2 was outside. Now root 2 divided by 2 is simply just multiply root 2 by root 2 to rationalize it. You'll get 2 by 2 root 2, that is 1 by root 2 only. So the constant term with the first term of I2 becomes 1 by root 2. I'm just writing it with some space because I'm going to include I1 here. So this under root 2x square plus 3 divided by 2 is the first term of I2. The second term is going to be 3 by 4 root 2. And then I'm writing log here. Log modulus of. Remember, log will always have modulus inside. X plus under root 2x square plus 3 plus constant of integration. This is your I1. Now let's include this this is I2 actually. I1 let's include. So 1 by 6 2x square plus 3 raised to the power 3 by 2 was already done. So I1 plus I2, this whole is your final result from here to here. So this is your final answer. I hope you have a better idea now. Now let's see the formal way of solving this question. This is a reference for you. There is one more thing, one added thing you can do. You can do this up till here we are quite good. But from the last 3 lines which you see here, we can have a constant and we can combine this constant with the C, last C, and we have a different solution. But I think that up till where we have finished, it's okay. Next one is integration of 2x minus 5, and this under root 2 plus 3x minus x square. Now here will be some effort because 2 plus 3x minus x square, we have a negative x square here. So d by dx of 2 plus 3x minus x square, this has to be multiplied by lambda and mu in order to equate this with 2x minus 5. So we are trying to represent 2x minus 5 as the differentiation of the inside term of the root. What is the differentiation of 2 plus 3x minus x square? It will be simply 3 minus 2x. This is the differentiation plus mu. Lambda and mu, we have symbols. You can use any other symbol, but this is the normal traditional way we do it. Multiply the things inside and now equate. That is x with x, x square with x square, constant with constant. We don't have an x square here. So 2x can be equated with negative 2 lambda x, which is the x term on the right hand side. This is the first equation. The second equation will be 3 lambda plus mu will be equal to negative 5. Now you see here 2 can be cancelled by 2x with x, so lambda becomes negative 1. So 3 lambda is actually negative 1, so it will be negative 3 plus mu equals to negative 5. So mu will become negative 2. We have the value of lambda and mu. Now drop it here. So when you place this lambda and mu, 2x minus 5 of the integral will become negative 1 into 3 minus 2x and minus 2. Mu is negative 2. So minus 2. Please keep this negative 1 here. So the integration will become like this. Minus 1 into 3 minus 2x. Now you'll see the power of negative 1, which is I haven't multiplied it inside. You know, it has to be kept separate. Under root 2 plus 3x minus x square remains the same because we have just changed or replaced 2x minus 5 in a different form so that we get a proper integration result. Now if you multiply this negative inside, negative 1, you will get 2x minus 3. But this will not be the differentiation of 2 plus 3x minus x square. Actually, it has to be 3 minus 2x only until you take negative 1 outside, or you just keep this negative 1 outside, you won't get the proper result. That is why whatever result you get, you have to keep it exactly like that. In the previous question, if you remember, 1 by 4 into 4x, normally you and me will do what? 4 and 4 cancel, x will be the result and x will put. No, you have to keep this 4x alive in order to use certain direct result of the integration. So 3 minus 2x will remain like this. Negative 1 I am taking outside as negative. Then you have 2 plus 3x minus x square because I have multiplied negative 1 into 3 minus 2x with under root term. And now the second term, which is negative 2, this will be multiplied with under root 2 plus 3x minus x square. Now this is your I1. Just assume that this is I1, this is I2. If you don't want, it's okay. You can do it directly. Just to separate these two terms as different and work it out, I'm taking the under root 2 plus 3x minus x square as fx to the power half. 2 plus 3x minus x square is fx, but 2 plus 3x minus x square differentiation is 3 minus 2x. So let's call it as f dash x. And you know that f dash x into fx under root or fx to the power n becomes fx to the power n plus 1 by n plus 1. What is fx? 2 plus 3x minus x square. This is our function. What is power? N plus 1. It's half plus 1, which is 3 by 2. So what you are going to get in the denominator? N plus 1. What is n plus 1? Half plus 1, which is 3 by 2. You have a negative outside. And this is equal to, because 3 by 2 will become 2 by 3 in the numerator. So negative 2 by 3. 2 plus 3x minus x square to the power 3 by 2. Now this is your I1, which is the left part of I. The first part we have solved. Now we have the second part, which is negative 2. I2 is what? Negative 2 integration, because negative 2 I am taking outside. The inside term will be 2 plus 3x minus x square inside a root. Now there will be a certain issue here, because we have a negative x square. We generally don't solve it in a way which we are accustomed to. That is, this quadratic equation is simply negative x square plus 3x plus 2. So we have to make it as positive in order to get some perfect square result. So just call it as, because 2 is already there, 2 minus of, now change the sign of negative x square and 3x and put it inside. That is, it's 2 minus x square minus plus 3x. So now you have this 2 minus x square minus 3x. If you open it, it will be negative x square plus 3x plus 2 only. Now why we have written this negative x square plus 3x plus 2 like this? 2, let it be like this. This x square minus 3x. Now you know that 3 can be divided by 2, square it, add it, subtract. So plus 3 by 2 whole square minus 3 by 2 whole square. We have to make it as a perfect square. So a square plus b square minus 2ab is x minus 3 by 2 whole square, which is a minus b whole square. And this 3 by 2 whole square will remain like that. Now 2 is already there, 2 minus, and when you open the bracket, the sign will get changed. So 2 minus x minus 3 by 2 whole square plus 3 by 2 whole square. So it's not 2 minus 3 by 2 whole square, because we have opened this square, these round brackets. So it will be 2 plus 9 by 4. 3 by 2 is, square is 9 by 4. So you have 8 plus 9 divided by 4, which is 17 by 4. So under root 17 by 2 whole square, which is the, when you square it, you will get 17 by 4 only. And minus x minus 3 by 2 whole square. Now a square minus x square formula can be applied here. You already have a on the right corner, if you see, we have under root a square minus x square formula already printed for you. A will be taken as under root 17 by 2. X will be x minus 3 by 2. Negative 2 will just deal later. Now applying the formula, x is x minus 3 by 2, so x minus 3 by 2 by 2. Under root a squared minus x square, which remains as 2 plus 3x minus x square only. Write it as 2 plus 3x minus x square. Then we have plus a square by 2. A is under root 17 by 2. A square will be 17 by 4 only. Divided by 2 will be 17 by 4 into 1 by 2, which is 17 by 8. And then after this, we have sine inverse x by a. So sine inverse, what is x? X minus 3 by 2 is x. What is a? Is under root 17 by 2. Now let's resolve this more. X minus 3 by 2 is 2x minus 3 by 2. 2 is already there, so it becomes 4. Under root 2 plus 3x minus x square plus 17 by 8 sine inverse. This x minus 3 by 2 will be 2x minus 3 by 2. Under root 17 by 2 is already there in the denominator. 2 gets cancelled. 2x minus 3 divided by under root 17 will come. Now negative 2 has to be multiplied inside. Let's multiply both terms with negative 2. So just assume that I am multiplying here with negative 2. Now I am going to add I1 along with this. Okay, we'll multiply my negative 2 and simultaneously we'll add I1 so that we get a I. What was I1? 2 by 3, 2 plus 3x minus x squared to the power 3 by 2. This was our I1. Now the first term, which is negative 2 multiplied by 4, it will be negative 2x minus 3 divided by 2. Under root 2 plus 3x minus x square remains unchanged. And here negative 2 will be multiplied by 17 by 8. So 2 4s are 8. It will be negative 17 by 4. So it's negative 17 by 4 and sine inverse 2x minus 3 divided by under root 17. So just keep it in the bracket. Always keep these things in bracket. This is I1. This is I2. We have added them together. And this is your final result. So this is your final result. The way I have done is projected here so that you can take a reference later on also. There are certain complication in this question and we have resolved it. Now this question will be, see, this is x square plus x plus 1 and all questions this have plus. So we can have a look here because we have already solved this question. So I think that anything with a negative inside like this question, we are going to take it and we are going to solve it.